Hey, welcome to Coach Me, Joanna. We're here every week, every Thursday, answering questions, answering them live so that you guys can learn. Pretty much no questions too big or too small. But today is all about Coach Me, Joanna, and, helping you understand the next steps that you can take to do your real estate investing and keep more of the money you make. Because that's what we geek out on around here, right? That's what we do. So welcome to Bottom Line Wealth. Joanna Wright here, founder of Bottom Line Wealth, and coming to you live so that I can answer your questions. I have a couple, actually. I just finished a 5-day challenge, so I have a lot of questions that came in for, how do you get started? How much money can I make? How do I choose my market? How do I know what the numbers are? Like, there were so many questions that came in, and basically I covered them in the 5-day challenge. So I thought I'd bring a couple here to you guys here today that weren't a part of the group training and answer a few of those. Okay. So the one I got here is, how do I get started doing what you do? So I'm a real estate investor and I geek out on tax and legal. So I don't necessarily stop at the real estate side of it. I see how it's going to affect my taxes and my assets, like how are they protected. So it's a bigger story than just how to flip, wholesale, buy and hold, or money lend, right? Those are the 4 exit strategies that I train on because I have those experiences on that, right? So the question of how do I get started doing what you do, Joanna, was great because I can refer the 5-day challenge to them, and understanding your market and knowing your exit strategy are the 2 biggest things, right? Some people think that they need to start where they're at, right? Like location wise. You don't. You can start anywhere. It may be easier access to see how things work. You can do that. If you're wholesaling, you could do that from anywhere. I have students across the nation that are doing it everywhere. So fix and flip, if you're brand spanking new, I would want you to have that close to you, right? And then for buy and hold, again, you could do that anywhere. You can buy and hold anywhere. So here's a realization that came to one of the participants was, oh my God, there's different areas that I can make so much more money at. Right? So I don't have to invest in my backyard like New York, Colorado, California, Texas. I don't have to invest in my backyard because it's expensive and it's saturated. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So when you're looking at a great flip, you obviously want to make the most money off the flip, right? If you're doing buy and hold, you're looking for the cash flow, right? So the cash flow could be like in the Midwest. It could be here in Pennsylvania so I come from California, and a lot of my California peeps are like, hey, it's much cheaper over there. I go, yeah, you could pick them up like 6-packs over here compared to the prices in California. So determine how that works for you. And also as a tax strategy, I do have a student here that goes to Oklahoma all the time to see his daughter. And so my advice was to buy a house, a buy and hold in Oklahoma. So it's a business trip. So there's a tax write-off going on there, right? So there's different ways to think about it. And I would love to jump on a call and help you guys out with that to get the clarity that you need, because what I do is going to be different than what you do, right? So to answer the question, Joanna, how do I do what you do? Is basically understanding what exit strategy you want to use. You want to wholesale, fix and flip, buy and hold, and money lend. Understanding what market you want to play in according to your exit strategy. And then getting to know that market, right? So I have my students look at their market 15 minutes in the morning, first thing, right out the gate, check it out. And as they're progressing, they're like, oh, I'm starting to see this. Oh, I'm starting to see that, right? So you start to develop patterns. And that's what I help them to realize, because I see so many investors just ping pong. I think I'll do something in Illinois. Oh, I think I'll do something in Texas. I think I'll do something in Florida. Like they're just ping ponging all over the place. So you got to really niche down and study your market, so that when a deal does come along, it's a deal because you've been researching your market, right? So choose that, stick with that, and then learning how to be creative is what I teach my students to do. I was just on a call yesterday, and I was asked to review somebody's scenario. I'm like, okay, let's bring it on. I'll do the best I can via Zoom and not really knowing the situation. So we spent about 10 minutes talking about it, and once I got all the information, I downloaded so much that, there's still some questions that needed to be answered in order to make the best deal out of it. But it was nice to be able to be on the fly, if you will, at the just on the spot, and being able to help somebody in that situation and knowing if it's going to be a good deal or not. So, so yeah, just getting started is half the battle. There is no way that you're going to get to where I'm getting if you don't go through the hard stuff. There's just no way. It just doesn't just happen overnight. You're done. There's a lot to learn. I've been doing this for over 20 years. And so there's a lot that I know because of my 20 years and my experience in multiple aspects of real estate investing. And my niche is creative real estate. Like, I do no money down strategies. I make it a win-win for each person. And it's never because I got a loan from the bank. I haven't touched traditional financing in years. So that's where my creative spot goes. And I just bought a house last week, and looking at another one tomorrow. So I'm in the trenches in today's market, knowing what's going on, finding deals all over the place. It's what I do, and that's what I teach my students to do. So, so getting started would be, I would jump on a call with somebody that has experience, like myself. It doesn't have to be me, but I would get on a call with somebody that has experience and say, what did you do? And how would that work for you? So when I get on a call with a potential client, we map out how to work. Like, it's all about the retire early through real estate investing. That's my mission for everyone, is to retire early through real estate investing so you can go follow your passion. My youngest retired client is 28 years old and has a whole different life now. So I just want you to focus on what your end result is and what you want, and that you can reverse engineer it to today, right? And that's what I help you guys do when we jump on a call, so that you can really dial down how something's going to work for you. Because you can YouTube, Google, all of that, how to do something, right? I mean, that's the main purpose of YouTube, is how do you change a light bulb? How do you change a car battery? Like, all of that is in there, right? But how it works for you is not. And that's what I train my students to do, right? We get a customized plan together so that they know what their next steps are. Okay? So how to get started would be, jump on a call with myself or someone with experience of how did they get started in real estate investing? How could it work for them, for you? And, do you have money? Do you have time? Do you have resources? What do you have? Like, all that would need to be put on the table. Empty your pockets, per se, of all your knowledge. Where are you at? How many properties have you closed on, if any at all? Just put everything on the table, and then we sort through and we make it all neat and organized, and make a plan for you so that you can retire early through real estate investing. So that is my mission. If you guys have any questions, be sure to put them in the chat. Getting started is the hardest part. Getting started is the hardest part. Once you get rolling, it just flows, right? It just flows. I have multiple properties I'm working on right now, and it didn't start that way, right? It didn't start that way. And I didn't know that you could do half the things that I do today. I didn't know that when I first started. So I have a lot of different things that I teach my students to do to be creative and close on properties that, you know, typical wholesalers don't close on, or other investors don't see as profitable. We make them profitable and very profitable. Like, yeah. So anyways, being able to make, you know, what the average person makes in a year on one flip, like especially realtors, they can make $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year struggling. I mean, a good one is making 60 grand a year, right? You'd be lucky to make 30 when you first get started as a realtor. Now, that's a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of evening hours, a lot of weekend hours doing open houses, and your time is just sucked out in a job, or being a realtor, or, you know, insurance, whatever it may be. You're being self-employed. Your time is just, it's just sucked dry. So in order to be able to get that time back, investing in real estate is the answer, right? So that you can make the time in one flip doing $35,000, $50,000, or $80,000. And even my training on six-figure flips, right? To be able to understand how it works for you, being able to work from home, get them a cash flow that you're looking for in a buy and hold, and retire when you desire. So hopefully that was helpful and answered your questions. How to get started in what I do for a living. And I'll see you guys next Thursday. Bye.